tell them what you wanna
And
fix.
we can fix it.
They got a 1 mil increase by the
What I
voters.
did-
No, 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 wait a minute. He had the wrong number, just so you know, he had the wrong number. He
I
did
got
not-
tired and the 65, let me tell you, when you do
And the
this
receipts did
for
not match
5
the
days in a
expenses.
row, looking at these stupid
With
numbers.
George on your back.
I had,
Saying, put this in, put that in.
don't take.
What page are you on?
So 17.
17. And I had the balance
That's
here,
right, that's why you said
the
that.
total receipts is 65,632. And I put 65,632 at the beginning instead of at the end. And I just put the wrong numbers there, that's all.
So
Does it
payment
change
is-
the totals?
Yes, it
I
does.
changed the totals to the bottom, expenses, I put 65,632. The workman's comp is 21,440, and the payment to the fire company will be 244,192. That's line 300. Got that? Write that down.
I've got it.
Payment to the fire company, line 300 is 244,192. Okay, I just reversed those two numbers. I got, I was seeing too many numbers.
If there's one thing you know about looking at the budget, because I go line by line, but if that receipt number doesn't match the expense number,
I know. Well, I put the expense number
It
at
couldn't
the top and the other thing at the bottom.
You know, she's right in a way, because the DCA looks at this.
I know. Well, that's why we're here.
They got a guy over there, that's all he does,
Good for them.
is scrutinize.
I'm just saying, a lot of this looks like a bunch of mumbo jumbo. but we just
$1,500
make sure
items.
The numbers match.
Well, I was surprised it didn't come out on the front sheet here, though. Do you see that?
Do you have it
So
correct
the
on the front?
computer didn't pick that up.
Didn't pick it up.
You see that? See fire fund up top? It looks like it balances out. It said it, the computer said it balanced out.
Then it balanced out.
No, it didn't.
Truthfully, I trust the computer more than I
No,
trust
it
you and
didn't.
Nancy.
Go ahead. Okay, you want to go to the library?
Yep, because that's pretty simple.
Any questions on page 18?
And you did mention that the fire fund, there's one more mill in the fire fund, because that was what we were.
Yeah,
That was
well,
good.
yeah, and listen,
That's why it was.
the whole budget's up by 2 mills, okay? 1 mill, the people approved by referendum. So that budget's really only up by 1 mill. And when you go to one of the funds, you're gonna see that we were up, like, I'll tell you real quick, the snow removal. We only budgeted $5,000 this year, this last winter.
For 2014.
Yeah, for like materials, and we used 30-some thousand dollars, or $40,000, and we're on schedule to go up to $60,000. And labor, we were only budgeting $10,000 for the snow removal, and we're already up to 25, and we're budgeted for the end of this year to go up to $34,000.
That's this year's expense.
That's this year's, and they're saying that this coming winter is going to be the same as the last winter as far as snow. So I had to raise that 1 mil.
But we are very diligent with snow. You go to other places, they're not as good.
Have you been? Yeah.
We are
So
very
we had to
diligent with
raise, let me tell you, we were a mill behind. As a matter of fact, that one fund, it came into a negative for the start. So we were already at a negative, and then you have to raise that.
$500,000 in overtime.
Really?
Now, you're maxed out, as far as the general fund goes.
Always works.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
Well, it's okay, next time you raise the tax, you'll have to go to court.
No,
We're
you-
not raising the taxes. We,
No, well,
hopefully, things
next
will work
year-
out, and you'll maybe be
No.
able to lower it next year.
If you want to put one
No,
more
I-
mill over the 30 mills in the general fund, you need court permission. The other funds, you don't need court permission.
Well, you have like raises for the next 5 years and 3 years, so that's not too costly.
Well, it may not.
Yeah, which is try to
You
cut
don't
back
know,
on
you
the-
don't know if there's savings in other areas of that
Yeah.
general fund.
Yeah.
We were always at 35 mills, always. I never heard of a 30 mill budget till I came back to work on council. This borough was always at 35 mills,
I mean, we went from what, 15 mills to 30 mills?
never
in 10
15
years?
mills.
15.
Never 15 mills.
Not since I've been
I thought they doubled the mills, yeah.
here. They reevaluated.
They
them.
reevaluated.
They reevaluated them. and
Right, they went back.
That confused me.
In 1898, 1989, the mill was worth $16,000. In 1989. And and then it changed. When I came back on council and I saw the mill at $58,000, I said, what the hell happened here? But then you dropped the millage in the general fund. But back in the old days, Nancy might remember, we used to have to go to court to get an increase for
Every
5
December.
mills.
Every December.
And you could not use that for police raises. You were forbidden to use that to pay police expenditures. It says it right in the general.
And the other thing, there's an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer stated that the average income, the increase over the 10-year period was 22%.
Whose income is that?
Whose income was that?
Yeah, whose income is that?
Well, no, I'm saying average, if you gave 3% raises out for
Oh,
10
you mean
years, that
over
would
10
be
years?
30%.
Oh.
Over 30, it's compound. I'm talking about in the state, it was put out in the paper on Sunday.
Well,
I haven't had a
that's why you
raise
gotta
in
increase
5
that
years.
thing 3% every year for that.
We paid off our last capital improvement loan this past year, correct? So both of those capital improvement
That's
loans were
right.
paid. So you had the difference of not paying that payment
Yes.
anymore.
Yeah,
Otherwise you would have had raised millage more.
Yeah.
that's right.
So you're saying even though we had that kind of a savings, and you mentioned we're gonna have a savings from the lights on, we still gotta raise the mills again?
1
And
mill.
we hit
1
the
mil.
taxpayer pretty good last year, and we're doing it again?
Yeah, well, look at the police budget. Look how much you're spending there.
That
You're
police
spending
budget didn't go up though.
Police budget did go
How
up.
much? I thought it was the same.
Oh, it went up
No, no.
$100,000. Yeah, went up $100,000.
116,234.
That's a mill,
Yeah,
more than.
More than that.
it went up 2 mils.
Yeah. 116,234. Well, that's because you've got the social security in there that,
Which you never
you
had.
got the
That's what it
You
pension,
got social security, you got the pension, you got,
and then
lot of
now
stuff
some
in there.
equipment.
And you have to pay the pension out of the
Yeah,
general
46
fund.
is equipment.
Yeah.
So bottom line is, for about 12 years now since we've done a road program, so we're still not gonna have any money for roads either, correct?
unless you
Not with
raise
this
taxes,
budget.
not with this budget this year.
You know, it's kind of funny.
You got money in there, you got $26,000 in there for roads, but that's for patching, basically.
Exactly, well, that's what we've been doing, but you see what the potholes are like,
I
right?
know.
You don't think we get any money from the Rich Commission?
No,
I tell you what, that's a very good job for you.
There you
You're
go.
very good at that.
The Bridge
Why don't
Commission
we
did
ask
pay
you to
the
be
street
our
for us.
envoy?
No, I'm just.
They did.
We got
It was
Nolan,
5
I was
grand.
able
On
to
Nolan
get
Avenue.
I got
They-
Nolan
they
Avenue
paid
paid
for
by the
Nolan
Bridge
Avenue.
Commission. So don't
Okay,
say
well, let's do
it.
the library fund. Come on,
I
we're
already
talking
went there
about
and
stuff
answered.
here.
Would
The
they-
Correct.
overtime is up to
But
9,000.
he said, if we go back to council and get a letter,
Victor.
we'll see.
Again, I got
Library.
Nolan Avenue
Let us
paid
get
by
them
the
going.
Bridge Commission, didn't cost us a
We're talking about trying to
What?
take down the bridge.
That
I
was-
was able to, we had a grant and we didn't use it and I asked them to pay Nolan Avenue.
Yeah, so it
The
was
Bridge
like,
Commission?
it was
Yeah,
a
they
grant
did.
money that
They've done
Compact.
left over, compacted.
They've done a few.
Okay,
Maybe
expenses-
that's what we should ask.
Expenses went up for the library again, so I had to raise the
They
millage
don't
in the
have to
library.
compact rates at all.
what were the expenses that went up?
Well, salaries, books,
What page are you on, sorry?
library again.
Usually on there.
You went up a half a mil, is that what you
Yep.
just said?
The library?
Yeah, because it's not two and a half.
Yeah, it was 2,
Yeah,
now
it
it's
was
2.5.
$30,000, $28,000.
Yeah.
Well, that could be salaries alone.
Well, I was gonna say, you're gonna look to seeing that go up every year too, because they're gonna get 3% every year.
Oh, I knew it was like Freddie's.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Mr. Former Detective.
Oh, that's unfair.
Let's see what the other one of your expense was. Miscellaneous went up a couple thousand, I mean, that's just a couple thousand.
Wait, in the library?
Yeah,
What did she raise it, a half a
well,
mil?
Tom only put,
I tried to keep it down
you
in the
kept it,
library.
yeah, you only put 1,000 there, but they spent a little more. They spent twice that amount, amount.
Yeah, but library salaries, they're under the contract, right?
Yes.
Cut the hours stuff.
They're part-time already.
Yeah, they're only part-time.
21 hours. They don't
Can't
have
cut them
benefits
anymore. They're,
part-time.
listen, they're doing a good job there.
They're all laborers, they work for us.
We already cut out the cleaning and everything
Part
like
of-
that. We got Rick doing the cleaning there.
You know what, you said that you raised it half a mil, right? Part of the reason is, if you look in very first line, we're only going in with $6,000. There's a deficit of $500,000 to begin with.
Well, there's a rolling deficit there.
Well, in my mind there is, I mean, it's
What line you
the
on?
balance, on page 18, the very first balance. We're only going in with $6,400.
And you're saying the year before we had more than that?
And the year before we had a lot more than that.
I think she had some vacancies there.
And this excludes the grant, the Gates grant. We put that in a different fund.
Is that used for purchasing books, that grant?
The grant, no, that's just computers.
Yeah, you were short that. Well, they spent a lot of money this year too. They bought new furniture and a lot of other stuff.
They really, they live cheaply there, they really do.
They do.
You should have more computers, you should have better computers, and they don't have them.
They need two new computers. They don't have enough.
I think they only have 6.
Well, they wanna get, they wanna get, iPads or iPods or.
Well, they just bought some, I think.
What about for the public to use them?
That's what I'm saying, for them.
For them.
For the public, two of them. They have, but they need to get the locks and so forth too.
iPads or give them Microsoft,
I don't know exactly what you have.
or certainly cheaper.
Just to make them a little bit more, mobile. They, they don't have to sit at that table with the big desk.
And they were gonna be secured? Were they-
Yes,
yeah,
that's
okay.
what the weight, actually, kind of weight is for.
Okay, is the rest okay there?
Well, there's not, if you look at, there's just not so much to
not a
change.
whole lot.
I mean, the rentals are down, that's another thing, $2,500.
Did we ever
There's
settle
another
about the renting the place?
Pardon me?
Who can use it?
Has that, I mean, not really, not since our last meeting.
We ought to give
We're
us some
close.
direction on that.
That doesn't
We're
have anything
close.
to do with the budget.
Give them
Well, it
rent it.
does, we could have another $2,000
Potential
in our,
income.
yeah.
Well, that's good.
Well, what are
Things
the
have been
fees?
settled, but I think they're still steering away from private parties.
Yeah,
That's
private
the
parties, you don't,
problem.
unless you
Private
can
parties
charge a
cause
lot of
a
money, private party can be a problem,
That's,
run up an expense. Because you should have a staff member there.
yeah. Before and after. All right, so the library remains the same?
Yep, that's good.
Although, I had questioned the salaries, you're checking the salaries, right?
33%.
The salaries
I
are right.
understand, but those figures,
Oh, the figure,
right, the figures, I mean. So I wanted to know if they had, if they were included in the, if this figure included the 3% or didn't
Well,
include
that's why I
3%.
wanted to end that. I'll do
Okay.
that tomorrow for you.
Okay.
You've done that,
These
that's why.
figures that might not be
End
right.
that and get this done, man. You're already on the, you only have 10 pages to do tomorrow.
no, we're gonna have less than that.
Yeah, you're gonna have 10 pages to do tomorrow, and then you'll be done.
You got through the heavy stuff.
I know, you only have 10 pages to do tomorrow, and it's very easy.
Gave the chief his car, computers.
You gave me 3 new cars, thank you, Nance.
$90,000 in
that-
overtime?
Well, that's just an allocation. Of
It
course.
doesn't mean we're gonna have to,
Of course
because he
of
tries
course
to,
we're gonna spend it.
he
It's
tries
there.
to use the part-timers.
I'm not saying he doesn't make an effort, but it's there, you spend it. Hey, I'd rather have the cops out there, I'm sorry. I live here.
All right, so tomorrow we just have to do the rec fund and.
I'll get the salary straight on the
Highway
library
fund,
fund.
state highway, I mean,
Some
that
more money.
stuff really is just,
Let me ask something,
Really,
since
what's his
I'm not gonna be here tomorrow.
Part of me, but-
Doesn't matter.
These meetings are too close to holiday, there's no plan for this as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to the park, it's a whole year's gone by. What's gonna happen with that? Where are we gonna get money for matching open space, or we're not? Are we gonna lose them? We got another year to go on that. Where's the money gonna come to do something with the park? People have asked about it, I asked about it, there's no decisions. That's what we're doing.
People are asking me all the time.
Do you mean where the pool was, the pool area?
The
just
whole
the
park.
park and.
I mean,
park in general.
you know, I've been to the last
Open space.
couple MEAC meetings, I tried to attend a couple of them to see what they're talking about, you know, as far as a comprehensive plan. I do know that they had worked something up and we're bringing, but everything's at a dead stop. And once we weren't gonna do the, gardening area down there and we took the pool down to the ground level about it. So, you know, the big thing was, oh, we lost a mill, you know, was said in January. So a whole year's gone by, and not one discussion about it. And I do know, like Dave's saying, people are asking about it. What do we do with the park? Are we gonna lose that open
Did
space?
council actually vote not to do the gardening? I didn't think they
No.
did.
No, but I didn't even address the guy. I
I
mean,
know we had a couple special meetings, because people that do ask me, and I tell them, I don't know, because I don't know.
I say the same thing. What can I tell you? The council's not talking about it. So, just throwing it out there. So, we're working on a budget, and you have to have a match for whatever you would decide to do.
How much of a match do you need?
It depends on what we're doing. We don't discuss it. What are we doing?
We've got
We have to have a project.
$306,000 in there.
Don't we have a rec board?
They're kind of in,
Yeah, they're in limbo.
Well,
I mean, just to make a recommendation.
Well,
it's just like,
the MAC does that too, I mean, they're, you know, they're, I think
They're more open
also-
space, but maybe they wanna take an interest in
Well,
recommending.
yeah, their
they are
recommendation
making lots
was,
of
am I right,
recommendations.
right, their recommendation was to use the open
It is.
space and am I right, right, is one of them.
well, I think for
I
the
don't know if they have a
comprehensive
map down
plan, as
there.
far as their trails and stuff, I don't think they needed a lot for that type as compared to.
What do you wanna do for money in there?
what
That's
do
what
we-
she
what
You're
do we
gonna have to
that-
have money, you're gonna have to put money, you're gonna have to raise taxes, you're gonna have to put money there, right?
Isn't there any area we can actually move it out into?
Move what, into
Move
where?
We're raising taxes now.
Yeah, I mean, what do you wanna do?
Are you suggesting, did you see something?
You're gonna
I know I
need,
looked at it.
$60,000,
It's been cut to bare
right, to
bones.
get,
To get a match of 60,000.
no, to get, I think it's
25% of what it's gonna be.
75% more, so.
So we have 280-some thousand, about 85,000 in open space?
I guess it's a little bit more than, I thought it was a little bit more than that. Like
Ballpark
306
it.
or something.
Say you had
So-
300,000,
Say you had
you're gonna need 100,000, you're gonna have to raise
$100,000.
taxes two more mills. If that's council's pleasure, I'll put it in there, but that's up to you.
Well, if
You
you do
want-
that, you better have a plan too.
That's
Don't
what I'm
just-
saying.
Don't just
No.
do it so you
Not
don't lose
me,
money.
you have to have
You know
a
what I mean?
plan.
I would
That's-
say,
I'm the money man.
That's all I'm
You need
saying.
to
We
sell
just
it.
gave
Gave you money for the date.
no, you moved it.
You're a very clever guy. Figure out something. Make a recommendation.
I just did. I said, don't do that, don't raise taxes
That's not
without
a
a plan.
recommendation.
That's a good recommendation.
Does anybody have any idea what they think should go down there, what we could afford, or how to
What
use
did you,
that
what did
money?
you just say? Trail?
No,
I don't
it's-
know.
Originally, you know what I wanted to do?
I've always wanted.
Where that
I've always
park
wanted-
is right now, I wanted, well,
What did you
we
want?
wanted to put a bathroom, ADA bathroom, where the building is right now.
Which I thought was
Okay.
something we were gonna do.
Where that steel structure is, I wanted to sandblast that steel structure, put a new roof on it, like a corrugated new, maybe a see-through corrugated roof. Either put new concrete there, or put grass there with picnic tables. Now, after that, whatever you wanna do. I'd love to plant some trees down there, put a walking path with lights.
That's a plan.
I just
You
would like
know,
the
I
path
would
to
love
go
to do
from
something
one end
like
of the
that.
park to the far
For
end
your
of the
park,
park.
with
Was that
tables.
wasn't a comprehensive
Well,
plan, I
then
mean,
so
I've
the-
walked
so
around
people
there
could-
and see.
People could use your park. Do you see what
They
I'm
have
saying?
that plan for.
Not baseball fields, but,
Yeah, please, no.
Yeah,
no baseball
What
fields,
about-
but put nice
Mr. John's room,
trees
they
with a
plant.
walking path down there, along there.
Well, isn't that part of what the MEAC was
Yes, it
talking
is.
about, isn't
Yes.
it?
Is
It's
it?
part of
Yes.
their, they've got all the.
But would this
I've-
qualify for matching?
Yes, it would,
It would?
if you
Yes.
find the
What he,
$100,000.
what he just said?
Yes.
If you find the money.
Well, say you
That's
did
the
one
tricky
mill,
part.
say you put 60,000 in there, then you had, another $180,000 from matching funds, right?
Oh, really?
You could do what he said for 180 for
Yeah, you
200,000.
could put a walking trail, you could put trees, you could do the ADA bathroom, and you could at least use that steel structure, you know what I'm saying? And put a nice corrugated roof on it. Our guys could sandblast that and paint it really nice.
Well, the
I
way,
thought it would be a nice,
the way I see it, and this is just my view on things, if, I mean, we threw out the garden thing, nothing went with that, we threw out maybe a splash park, could be problems putting that in. If you're making a park, you're gonna make it into something that is usable for activities.
Yeah.
All your surrounding towns are using their parks for festivals, car shows, other things, to bring revenue into your town. I'd like to find something that we can do down there that's gonna be able to draw people to use it.
Well, I think what we have down there is a drawable place.
Right now, it's a mishmash, because you're surrounded by the baseball fields. We don't have anything that's really connected. That's why when the MEAC did that plan and showed where they were trying to put in some walking trails, you would actually have a biking area or jogging area completely around the whole park.
Right, from the north end to the south end.
But right where that pool area and all this has been sitting, I mean, that's the only land that we have that's a solid, big enough area that you could hold something down there. You know, so to me, if we aren't gonna
You have
put a
a
structure
stage,
down
and
there.
you have that stage and that whole,
And
it's
you,
a
and,
very
and,
large
and-
place.
and they play baseball right there alongside it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, they're using up everything, so we need an area that is just for everybody else.
Yeah,
We're
it's
gonna have-
just for the
have-
people to enjoy.
Let's
Right.
ask the big question. Who here is willing to raise taxes 1 mil to accomplish some of this?
We're already at 2 now.
Yeah, you'll have to be at 3 if you do that.
So we have,
So the average homeowner would be, it's about 17 a mil, is that correct? So if you've got
$15
$50
or
more a year.
$20.
No, wait. How much do you think we need to do, basically, what Debbie just said, or what he said? Fix the roof, put some tables
Put an
underneath.
ADA bathroom in there.
Okay, we're talking $45,000.
has anybody spoken with the MAC to find out about, did they find out about what it would cost for any of that kind of stuff they were doing, or what they would think?
No,
Do we
but I
have
don't
any
think that they
idea?
would be the ones to estimate that, I could be wrong, but.
Or how do we get an estimate on some of the ideas that they had as far as like, jogging area or?
Well, that trail that they wanted, that runs all the way from the bridge, all the way down.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's gonna be pretty expensive. I think, just what I think, you know, I was just trying to just do
For the
Park
what
compact,
we had
the
there.
compacted ground and everything, yeah.
Listen, that what we just did now, put hay down and grass seed, that's gonna be a nice grass area. You know, and where the fence is right now, as soon as the grass starts to grow, we're gonna take down that cyclone fence too. We're gonna make it one nice, big, open grass area. It'll be a sort of a little rise and then a fall. So you won't be able to use it for baseball or something. Be able to
But
use
you
it
don't
for
want to
people.
alienate the baseball people either.
No, it's not a baseball field.
Let me
It's
ask-
gonna be a place where you could play soccer, or play football, or, you know, or just run, or have your kids there, or use it for a park. But you could put a walking trail in
Well,
there. You
I'm
could
gonna
have
ask the same
trees.
question again. I'm sorry Freddie's in here, because he usually has some ideas about this. Am I wrong?
About what?
About what to do
Well,
in
he's
the
on the
park?
MEAC, if that's what you mean, well, yeah.
No, he's not.
No,
Oh, wait a
No,
minute.
but he does
So
have,
what was
he does have an interest in the park. Who here would be willing to vote to raise taxes?
Where are we gonna do it? We're gonna raise it now too.
Well, I think the question is just to.
To go
For
further.
this, for the park.
It's gonna be tough to raise
So you'd say-
taxes
And if you
without a
are,
real
what-
plan.
what's the
Right.
plan?
You're gonna have to have a plan. You can't
You
just say,
can't just raise it without saying what you're using it for.
Yeah,
I mean, you
like
could,
Dave
but
said.
you really need to present.
Right,
What
And
the-
part of that
Exactly.
money will have to go to the actual planning and the engineering.
exactly,
and
so
the
there
Of
has to
course,
be a
it's
line
all-
item for
So
that.
it's gonna be, so even if you think it's a $45,000 project, it's actually gonna be 75,000 or 80.
Or 80,000, so what do you need? A mill is
Or
57,000, 56,000, they're gonna match it. You could do something nice down there for $200,000.
Start anyway. And
Better than what we
I'm
have.
certain they would leave that open
Absolutely,
space
yeah.
money. That's not
A lot
gonna
of
go
options.
anywhere. They're gonna extend it and as long as you have a plan or a hope, they're not gonna take the money away. They won't.
Can we just do a half a mil, and by the time the project is built, you have the mill there?
Well, that's kind of what we did with the equipment. We
Yeah,
said
you
half
do
a mil, and you can
and
finally
then
buy
you carry it
something.
out the next year.
Half a mill is, I mean, it's like $8 a family.
Well, right, but it's not this. I mean, you're looking at a mill versus a half, salary in the two
You have any
mills.
Well,
No, I don't have a problem with it. It's something, it's an idea, it's a plan to do something.
It's a
that was
start,
just sitting
yes.
down there for years.
The way we could word it,
well, you've got 1 mil for the fire, which is inevitable.
if we
One
do a
mill for
half
the
a
park.
mill,
But that was without.
you could say this half a mill
referendum,
is to
public support.
develop,
Yeah, it's future plans for the park.
develop, ideas,
Or workable. open
workable
space.
ideas to improve the park.
So you're
so
just
then,
saying half a
if you
mil?
had matching funds, you'd get up to 100, you'd have 120 to do something. But 120, I don't think it's gonna get you very far.
But if
Not
you-
as far, not as far as you think it's going
But
to.
if you have it for over 2
That's what
years.
Kyle
Right,
said.
because by the time you
Yeah,
get it
Stretch it
out,
out
it's
over
not
2
gonna
years,
go
now you
there.
got $250,000.
We didn't ever think we'd ever get this pool. When we started on this, you remember, Dave, 5 years ago,
What'd you say?
we never dreamed the pool would be in the condition it's in
Couldn't you just do a half a mil now just to get the project
Well,
going?
that's
Yeah,
Because
that's
the
what
project's
I'm
not gonna
saying.
start until the following year anyway,
Right.
by the
You're
time
not
you
gonna
start
start
the process.
but you could be able to spend some of that money.
And then do a half a mil next year.
Right, now you're up to almost $250,000 for the project.
Can you put in two separate projects though for open space? They usually want it as a package when you do it, unless, like you say, you're gonna line item that and make sure it stays in alternative just for that, and then
Oh, yeah,
add
that's what you
the
do.
following
And you-
year.
Yeah.
Well, you encumber it, yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't put it in now, the opportunity is gone for this year.
I just think.
What about we
if you're
put
trying to do $8, I mean, I don't know, I'd just rather do the whole mill.
Well, to do the whole mill.
As long as you explain to the residents that this isn't
This is
something
for
that.
further development.
Yeah, it's a long term, it's gonna be a couple of years, but at least once that
And-
idea is developed,
That's right.
then there's money to finance it. And you also have to explain too, the amount of money you're saving, because now you're getting all this grant money, this is the match.
Here's
Just
the
so they
other-
don't say, oh, you're raising taxes, well, now once they understand, I'm getting 3 to 1 back,
Right.
it's not as hard to take.
But you're right, though, we have to start.
Yeah, if you don't start now.
Now, the,
And then, okay, when you're saying about putting in and you're gonna accumulate it in there, can't do like you did with the pool, where people thought that was accumulating, and it wasn't, it was 1 mil, and then it was lowered in recreation by 1 mil, the following year it was raised in the general, so you actually just shifted that, some he gave back the $20 and whatever it was, and everybody's about approximately was in that amount you got for that mil. But they thought they were accumulating, so
I
they
don't
were
know why people.
surprised.
I don't know who did
How many
that.
times?
I'm just telling
I
you,
thought- I thought
residents
we were
told
pretty
me.
100 times we told them it wasn't.
I thought we were
Just
pretty
one
explicit,
mil.
we're gonna save
People don't come to the meetings.
$60,000, this is the mill, we spent a
That's
little
it.
more than that, or about that.
Yeah, we did.
But anyhow, we can't worry about what they're gonna say anyhow, because they're gonna say it if you raise that.
But on my,
But
So, I
we
don't
have
wanna
to,
see
we
it
have to
sitting
bite the
for a
bullet,
year, though.
Debbie, if you wanna do it.
What do you mean?
If we actually go ahead and raise the mill and put the money in there, I don't wanna see it just sit there and say, okay, well, this is the start, this is the seed money, and then we'll get something
Then
complete
get
the following
somebody
year.
with an idea.
I would rather
Well,
get
listen,
started.
you can, you can do the ADA bathroom, you could fix
Yeah.
up the little
thing is,
park
you don't
there,
wanna
and you
sell
can
it.
you can put the tables under
You
there.
don't wanna just
You know
get
what I'm
stuck
saying?
with something because you wanted to get it done. It's better to even
No,
if
we
it
have
takes
a
2
plan.
years. That's what I mean, you don't wanna just take the first plan.
That building needs a new
Just
roof.
because you got the money, if it takes 2 years, absolutely. It's a one-time opportunity to do it, so you have to do it right.
I
Even
mean,
if it
that
takes a little
compass
longer.
that MEAC had, I mean, that sounded pretty interesting.
So can we make a plan that, okay, this year, these items we'll be able to do within that 1 mil expenditure, and
If we
show
get-
the
if
people
we
it
get
gets
the
done at
match.
the park?
If we get the
Well,
match,
we
I
should
don't
get
know.
the
Yeah.
match.
They would give it to
We
us.
should get the match.
Okay,
Like, if we said,
That's a
okay,
start.
this year, within that mil we're getting from the taxpayer, we're in that park able to put in the ADA bath. We're able to do whatever that needs to be, maybe the concrete.
That building needs a
whatever.
new roof.
Needs
a
everything.
picnic
Needs the
So
area,
give
baths.
that,
an undercover, a picnic area that's undercover.
give them, we need to have a plan made up that this year we can accomplish this and go after that money with this mill. And this year, we're gonna take that mill and do this with it, so they can see exactly where that money is going for that.
So you did it, Deb.
Not only with
Maybe
that
you do it-
bill,
maybe you do
with
another bill next
the
year.
ADA money too, that we're, the match, too, we're gonna, and then proceed after that with the rest of the
You're gonna
money.
get another 120,000.
Yeah,
I think you can build a
if you do a
bathroom.
mill, you're gonna get more than that.
25% there.
Gold fixtures.
Oh, it's 75%.
75.
He's saying 25.
Our part, our obligation.
It's a start, Debbie.
Okay, then what happens after we get what we need for the park? We
Let-
put it in for
First,
2 years.
we gotta
so
find
put-
somebody with half a brain that's a planner. I'm not a planner, I'm an implementer.
What do you put?
Evidently, there are people here that plan.
Yeah, we just planned
They're
it.
still hashing that out.
Are you doing a half a mil
Half
or
a
a
mil
whole
this
mil?
No, I think a whole
Still,
mill.
I think you should do a whole
The
mill.
The
half
whole
a
mill.
mill's gonna give us how much in it?
$8 of.
The whole mill's, let's just say 60,000,
For the
so
whole-
that'll give you another 180,000, so that'll give you what?
That'll give you a bathroom and a roof.
Oh,
Yeah, half a
definitely.
mil.
No,
Half a mill's gonna
but
be-
it'll also start you, if you do the ADA bathroom and that little area there, right? It also starts you for a trail.
Yes, you gotta have something beyond just that little
Yeah.
area. I understand what Debbie's saying,
Right.
right?
Right,
I might get the trail though.
You like the trail?
There's Mr.
Something to
John's room, if
connect it.
anybody remembers Mr. John's room. He did that, remember Mr. John's room?
A lot of bad people pass my
In
head.
fact, it's probably downstairs, we looked for it one day, he did the entire architect, he was an architect, the
We paid for that plan?
No, we did it gratis, but it
Well, I
showed the
mean, it's
path
ours.
from the south, from the Trent Makes Bridge, all the way to the last,
How much
baseball
would
fields. Because we should have something wide and
how much would a
paved.
consultant cost?
Too much.
Well, you know what, suppose you
But
took
it could
money
be-
out for the
it could be
dump
part
truck,
of it- it
put
could be
that
part
off
of
for a
it.
year, and use that.
Well, we
It's
could
allowable
start, you could
expense.
start
To
on
charge you off
that.
the consultant.
It's an
You know,
allowable
you gotta have
expense.
somebody with
Yeah, you want a
professional.
professional.
Tell me what you wanna do then, you wanna
You
put a
gotta
mill
know that
in
you're
the
designing.
rec fund? It has
Yeah,
to
put
be in the
another
rec
mill
fund,
in.
can't be
That's
in.
the only place it can be.
Yeah.
That's fine. What do you think, a mill in the rec fund, to start your plan?
So it's gonna be
We
three
can call
mills
this
this year.
the Debbie Smith plan,
It's up to you.
but it's a good idea.
This is a good idea. It's not,
Debbie's
it's not like
not
look at
too
it and
sure.
sit there.
The point that Debbie raised, and I have to agree with her, is if you don't do something, then that money,
You lose
then
money if
you're
you
gonna
don't
lose
do it.
that money in a few years, so.
You lose your
If you,
Who are you gonna have
there
to
is
throw
no
your
money
stuff
to
at?
pull from another line item, so you
I
have.
don't know,
I
that's,
don't really see where.
we have to find somebody.
Drexel did it before for nothing, didn't they? When they, that plan for,
No, we actually paid the consultant, some money, not too much, but we paid the consultant, then the students.
I remember
Yeah.
John's Route now,
Students.
I remember what you're talking about,
Mhm.
I remember the guy now.
Yeah, do you have to actually have the mill sitting there, or can you actually get the other mill in the following year?
You have to have some
I
actual-
You-
think you have to have,
you-
you
you want
have to
it
be willing
sitting
to pay it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, milling and able are two things, I'm saying.
No,
Well,
I think
You
you
gotta
have to
put
be
the
able
money
to
up,
pay.
Todd.
To pay.
You're
That-
not
that-
gonna
You
get-
gotta put the money where your mouth is,
available,
really.
so they see the
But
match.
that's it.
You're gonna have to
Give
put
you a
it in the
match.
budget, you're
You
gonna
can't
have
say,
to have it there, and you're gonna
Send
have
us
to.
a
put it
bill.
on
I
the
can't say how to get it next.
it's not my expertise, I'm just asking a question.
They're gonna wanna see your budget.
I think what you have here is an idea, and I think I think it's a good idea to pursue it, because otherwise you're gonna be asked that question over and over again.
In order for you to even get that matching grant, there's about 18 pages of grant pages to fill out, and in there, it would explain to you how and when you would make those payments. Very similar to the CDBG
Mhm.
funds.
Who did it first?
You do what?
The CDGB.
CDBG? Well, we do it internally.
But who?
Who?
Name a name.
Tom?
Oh, Tom.
I said internally, we do it internally, and until such point that
It's
our
good.
engineer has to look at it.
No, Dave could do it.
The engineer has to look it over at some point in time.
Gosh, Dave, I'm coming up with all these good ideas, and you keep turning
Well, we
me
had
down.
Seltzer too. He said he
That's
was
right.
good. He said he was good.
Seltzer.
He said he was good.
Seltzer, what's his name?
Setzer.
Sensor?
Sensor.
Sensor, is that like the backup sensor?
No, that'd be a good project.
No, he said he would do it.
Debbie
He
Colton
said he
might do it.
They're already, it's in their minds already.
Yeah.
They have a
He
plan.
said he would-
Like
he
Debbie
said
they
he would
brought
fill
you
out
guys
the
a
grant.
plan and said,
He
well,
said he would fill out the grants for us.
I'm sure
Yeah,
there's somebody.
I think without the taxpayer knowing what you're gonna
You
do with
do
it.
need to have,
Yeah, you have to
you
have a
need to
plan,
tell them
that's
what
the
it
thing,
is.
It's
so.
an outline.
I don't know,
You
I
see
don't know
what-
how
see what kind
concrete a
of
plan you need
plan
at
he
this
has.
stage.
If you
I
talk
don't
about
know.
the ADA
But if you
guys,
just tell them we're gonna
Okay,
hold the
Where
One
money,
at a time, please.
and we're gonna develop off that money, we just wanna hold the money for the grant, but these are some of the things we're looking at until we get a concrete.
I think
I
when it
have to put
first
it in the
moves-
budget
Okay.
tomorrow.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the
We're gonna
key.
miss the opportunity to have it in the budget. I mean, we're going to use it to obtain an open space grant to improve the park. If we
Yeah.
don't put it in the budget now, we have to wait a whole nother year.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put it in the budget tomorrow, right?
Okay.
1 mil in the rec fund.
Here's what I believe one of the first things we should do. We call, well, it's not terms anymore. Call the planning commission and get an application for the open space, so we know exactly what we have to fulfill. And have them send it to us. Okay?
Okay?
Then we can see what exactly,
But we're putting the mill in tomorrow. You have to put it in the budget.
I would vote for it.
I
would
Listen,
vote for it.
you're gonna,
Everybody else
if
feels,
you're
but-
gonna do it, you gotta do it, because
We're all
fill
on
it out
page
tomorrow.
with this, I mean, for the 1 mil?
Next week, it's gonna be advertised. I mean, you can't just say, we're gonna do this 2 weeks from now, right? Next week, the budget's gonna be advertised in the paper and everything, so.
Ted wants
So the taxpayer is being told this 1 mil is gonna be in line items in the recreation fund, and it's gonna state it's being used for improvements on that park with the grant.
But it has to
And-
be open
and-
space.
and- in
Open
order
space
to- in
match.
order-
Space.
It's
In
gonna
order
be
to get
for
this
the
grant,
matching grant.
Open
for the
space.
matching grant,
Open space.
for the
Open
matching grant,
space matching grant,
Right, it's incumbent to that.
right?
we wanna tie it up.
So they know that's where it's at, and that's where it's gonna be used for.
Yeah, that's-
And if somebody from the audience comes up with a good idea,
there's been a lot of good ideas, you know, for the last 6 months that have come before us, and I mean, it's like,
Be nice to have the money back.
I talked to Bobby,
Yeah.
they'll do that ADA bathroom for us, with that matching grant.
And they will do, on the matching grant, they'll do the bathroom.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question. When we have CBDG money coming around next year,
Do the streets,
should we not, well, only certain streets are allowable.
wherever they're allowable, that's what we do. What do you wanna do with the money, Nancy?
I'm just saying, I don't want to, if they would give us a bathroom in a heartbeat, which they normally do, why spend our open space money on the
Don't we
bathroom?
spend that on something else?
We spend it, you know, expand the, maybe expand
Would there
the.
be any federal money spent there?
Streets.
Streets.
I don't care where the street's on, Nancy.
No, it doesn't matter.
If they give to us, I think we should.
One of the things we're gonna do that
Streets.
park area, that
Streets.
Imagination Island is,
You're limited in where you
really
can
could
do the
use
streets.
better equipment, you know? So even if we get a group together with the recreation board, whoever it is, to try and get some grant to help that.
You also have to take into consideration, whatever you do, there has to be ADA, you know, that playground. It's part of that.
Right.
One of the courses, when I went to the Boroughs Association conference, I took some of those classes about that.
Mhm.
Even the swings and everything, the benches, it's very interesting. That was built before a lot of the stuff was
Right.
set in place.
Mhm.
It is expensive, but I agree, if you're gonna do it, make sure it has all those
Yeah.
And we
criteria.
were given a look and a prayer, but it's how old now, you know, so.
95? So it's
Well,
like
it's
2 years old.
It's rebuilt, wasn't it?
Well, the piece that was caught on fire, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I mean, Bristol got it, some of the money from a grant from,
They get money.
They got casino
unbelievable
money.
Oh, yeah, they
amounts of
do.
money.
Yeah, they're trying to get
They do.
casino money again, and we,
They get casino, they get bridge money.
They get all
Bridge
kinds of
money.
money.
yeah, one
They're in a
point,
bridge within 2 miles.
they got more bridge money than we got. That's not political, that's because.
You go,
Who did?
knock on the
Who got
door.
one?
Bristol
I'll give us-
Bristol
Borough,
Borough.
$1.2 million of bridge money, compact grant money. That's more than we got, and we have free bridges.
Well, wait a minute, come anywhere near that. They did a street.
900, no, we have 900,000 right here.
What did we do with it? Where was I?
We did Bridge Street and sidewalks and.
I wasn't on council then.
We stopped at compact.
Well,
We don't
the
do
last
it
one,
anymore.
We can call it
doesn't
something
the
else.
MMA, did they
All right,
get
we're
that?
What's
gonna do
in
this,
it?
we're gonna have some type of a committee that's gonna work just on that, or I just don't want the money to be put in there and we haven't made a decision. It's gonna keep going down the road 6 months and we're not talking about it, we're not, 'cause we don't.
Keep reminding us.
We keep
We're
reminding
not,
us.
seriously, we're not.
We need, we're.
can't-
we're
yeah, I mean, there's plans
organized.
out there, I mean, like Tom said, I mean, the ADA bathroom, that structure that's there already, I mean,
That's a start.
That's a start, that's the,
And I
Yeah,
think
you
we
also
should
don't
go
wanna
with
do a
some kind of a
hodgepodge, you don't
Right,
wanna just do this
right.
and then say, oh, now we have to fit this in, and boy, if we only had a good plan.
true, that is
You
true
don't wanna
too, I mean,
piecemeal it. 'cause
Let's
then it
talk
looks
to
like
Spencer
it's
and
piecemeal.
see what he would
Yeah,
say
talk to what's
from
his name.
there,
So,
right? Maybe a trail from there going out through the park,
he is good at that.
right?
Yeah.
But you wanna be able to use that ADA bathroom, and you wanna be able, people to use it, you want them to
I
enjoy
mean,
it.
if it's in our park, I mean, it has to be ADA anyways.
Yeah.
I still would like to have, and the fight, if everybody remembers, when we tried to put a path in before, I wasn't in total agreement with the MAC, or I should say Bill. Where the monument is, the Lions Monument right there at the corner of the pool area, we were gonna take a path from there and take it all the way down to the new clubhouse
In front of the trees.
from the trees. But he said, if we put a path there, you're gonna kill all the roots of the trees and all that.
Right.
Well, that's
Good line for the
a
trees.
different issue, I think.
Well, what are you looking to do?
Maybe you could put a stone
Yeah,
patio.
pave
Put a
it,
stone
stone,
patio.
but even
Yeah, but you gotta pack it down.
We still,
Yeah.
we do.
Like the top.
Yeah, yeah, the small red stone, but something,
Still
but
killing roots.
so many parks, and most parks have
They'll tell you it kills all
Mikado.
those.
I mean, that's how you can ride your bike, that's how you can take the strollers, that's how you take
Certainly could.
wheelchairs, I mean, you can't do it otherwise. The red stone is okay, but it's not the best.
When I walked around with them, they were talking about the academy.
Yeah.
For the same reason, I told them, I said, I like the idea of what you're saying.
And
It's
what a wire
impervious,
too.
But that's not gonna serve the purpose for someone using it for jogging or baby coaches or wheelchairs or anything else. All your other parks have an academy path.
And
I gotta change a couple things. change the new figures.
Yeah, I think one off a lot, I would have gone with half. I want to know this line item, we have to do something, we're gonna lose the open space money.
Yeah, but I mean, if open space, if you want more inclined to be conducive to a mill rate.
I'm sorry. So if we have, let me ask you.
Say you're hedging your bets with it.
Well, we have, let's say we have around off 300,000 in use. We have to have 100,000 in that.
A little less.
Okay, so you're talking what, 2 years?
It's a mill and a half.
It's a 75-25% match. 25% of $300,000 is $75,000.
So we need that
So you need $1.25 million.
we need that mill in there for 3 years to complete everything, is what you're saying.
So you're gonna need that mill and maybe
Use
another
that all of
quarter
the
mill
open space money up.
to keep the $300 if you wanna spend all that money. Yes.
Well, our mill's worth 60, so if we only have to match 100, then we really only need
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
But not
that-
two, but it won't be a full mill next year. Like, we don't need $120,000.
Right.
Like the mill's worth 6, so it's like a mill and a half,
It's
a mill and a
doable.
quarter.
So half mil would have given us the 100,000 we would need, or it's tight.
And I'm just more concerned about how they're gonna feel about it at the county if you're only putting $500,000, if these people are hedging their bet.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it seems to be much more serious, one from mill, but you can seem to get more done in this one year.
And what is the cost per household?
Well, they said it wasn't like, average household, now, some are higher, some are a little bit lower, it's like and 1 mill equals $17.
We've always said it's like $20 a mill.
$20. Yeah, we
You gotta
always go
figure,
high.
you gotta figure out. what it is.
So it'd be $60.
The less expensive houses with little old people, it's probably about 13 or 14,000. People like you, probably 20.
So taxpayer would understand then, that that's what we need to get the funds we need to match that open space, correct?
Now, my
That's all we're gonna
understanding,
need that for.
if you're looking at, it's a little under 60,000, right, per mill. So if you estimate it like 120,000 and you have matching 360, that puts it to 480,000.
They're not gonna give you 480.
No, we only got.
They're
No,
only-
no, no,
they're
I
only-
said
they're only gonna give you-
That's what you'll have to work with.
Right.
That's it.
They're only, no matter what,
Over a
they're only gonna
2-year
give you
period.
300. I mean, that's all we
Yeah, that's
have.
all we have left.
That's
That's all we have
all.
left,
Yeah,
yeah.
the lobby.
Yeah, we only have 300.
So you don't even, so you don't even need the 2 mills.
No, that's what we're saying.
It's really a little less.
1 mill's actually 61,000, right, 61 change, so you need 1 mill to
Fine.
40,000.
Refine that
Yeah, one
number that
difference.
you got there. I still say, based on my experience, your mill is
About a mill and a half.
1,000th of that number you showed me, $61 million.
But you don't get all that.
So you can either
You gotta
lower
take
it
the
next
10%
year.
that's
off.
right.
No, you gotta think of the 5% for non-taxpayers, that's a different story, that's collectibles, that's not the mill though.
Yeah, I know.
Because that's what always happens, because everything else.
But that's what you gotta figure everything off of that.
Don't you do the budget where you figure if you got 30 mills, you cost
Well, how
out
about
the entire
this,
30 mills,
2 3/4
and you
mill
deduct the
over 2
5%,
years.
that's the way I
Get
use
rid
it.
of the line.
For the
Yeah, but
uncollected.
it's off the top of the.
We are, but we,
it's-
yeah, we
But
take
you
off
put in the top figure.
Well, because you
And
gotta.
then you put the
raise
uncollectible.
1.5 mills.
Yeah.
When you match that out, it's all you're gonna really
But
need.
that's what you use for your
Well,
budget.
we want,
though.
we want that.
You gotta use the
line
hot-
after
you
the
gotta
other
use
budget
it. I know
is
that.
Gonna be appropriated for that, for just that, not anything else, just that.
Right, but see, like, if you look at recreation here, millage is 2.15, you can
I'm
actually,
gonna walk out in a minute, but I enjoy this now.
you can go half a mill, quarter mill, 2/3 mill, it doesn't matter. So why don't you do like,
You got
3/4
practically everybody here.
each year of the 2
This is
years?
independent of the recreation. This is to secure.
If Freddie were,
grant
he'd be
Yeah.
jumping.
Yeah, but it has to be shown in the recreation plan.
Right, but I know, but he's
Right.
saying,
Line
why can't you
within-
take
For
from
what
the
we're gonna
other
do with it?
part of the
Oh, sure.
recreation plan? We have to earmark this.
This is-
Where is Freddie?
Right.
We either
Well, this
earmark
thing
it now
added
or we don't.
For the open land,
I missed
Nancy, where's Fred?
to do 3/4.
I have no idea.
I'm just using that as an example, here you got 2.15, but it doesn't matter if it's
Well,
half
it
a
was
mill,
at the,
quarter
the
mill,
mill,
or
it was
70.
at the library.
We're not-
We just have trouble,
judged.
I know.
We need
In trouble.
to- we need to
so we just have
Right,
trouble
I know that,
reading.
and I'm just saying, well,
I have to be asthma for
then you get your 1.5 mills every 2 years, that's all you need.
Just put the-
Well,
I'm fine with that.
I gotta correct a lot of stuff tomorrow, and then I'll give them all
think
the
that was-
budgets.
Are you gonna be here tomorrow night?
Majority of the
No,
public
I
will.
can't
So,
make
but
it.
you're okay with the mill?
If it's
Reluctant.
earmarked, yeah,
She
I'm not-
earmarked
I'd
as a
rather
line
have it
item.
here.
Oh, it will be, it has to be.
Yeah.
And you understand the other way, what that money, what the 2 mills is for the sick fund too.
One's the firehouse.
One's the
31 was
firehouse.
referendum. Yeah, we all did,
And one's for the general fund because of the
Those,
increases in the general fund?
Yeah, which, I have to say, a lot of them did come from the police side.
Well, it came from some of the mandated costs. You got social security, you had that.
Well,
Yeah, that's what
Social
George, because
Security's
I'll be honest with you, I just text George and said, when we discussed that budget, there was no increase, and he said, raise it for social security, and that's what it was.
Well, he had to put it in.
No, I agree, I mean, so that's where it came from.
Had to put the
I know,
pension in,
that's-
I mean,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
good.
where it came from.
That's
That's
almost
the
a
beginning.
That's 3
That
mills.
is
He
absolutely.
only put $10,000 in for lawyers' fees too, and I told George, you can't put 10 in
So
lawyers, you
that's-
gotta have 20 in there.
Well, the increase was 117,000, did I say?
Yeah, but he
So
agrees now, he
That's
understands.
almost 2 mills right there, in the police department,
Right.
in the police budget, I should
So
say.
76,000 just for social security, that's not something that.
76,000
The
over a
residents
mill.
are gonna like that.
Jeez, you can't just
Hopefully
say
they
that.
back line.
Yeah.